Good morning. It's one of those days today. I've got to go to New Cross Hospital. Got to go and see a surgeon. Hopefully to get my spinal related issues repaired. So obviously I just want to put a quick video out. Watching some bits and pieces on YouTube over the last couple of days. And I noticed one particular YouTube channel that was doing an educational video on changing an EasyPod from a pump fed to a gravity fed, and quite rightly showed you how to do it, showed you how to change all the pipes, take the metal piece out, unscrew the clips, take the pipe out, turn it round, put it in, so you've got the longer piece out for the gravity fed. The only concern that I had was, and said, that's it, then you put it on. Now, potentially, that's going to go on a 4-inch bottom drain. Might go on a 3-inch bottom drain. Might go on a 2-inch bottom drain. But I'm assuming, because of the size that they am, that they're going to potentially go on a 4-inch bottom drain. And bearing in mind that this is an educational video, and there's thousands and thousands of subscribers that would be potentially watching that video, I just want to put a bit of clarification on it. So yes, 100% the way that it was done is correct, except for one small minor issue that's also in the manual when converting from a pump fed to a gravity fed, and that is the in-feed that's on the back. Now, on one of my videos you'll show that I've retrofitted a UV into the inlet pipe part of it. What you'll also notice is at the bottom there was a big hole. Now, pump fed comes with a hose tail, and the hose tail is 1.5 inch diameter. Unless you cut, I think it's approximately 1.5 inch, without looking at the manual, I think it's about 1.5 inch. Unless you cut that bottom part off the EasyPod, you can end up with back pressure, because obviously you're going to try and feed from a 4-inch pipe down a 4-inch tube up into an 1.5 inch hole. So if you can imagine your 1.5 inch hole, and then you'll have a shoulder which will give you your 3-inch, because bearing in mind that piece is 3 inches. So, and normally what you do is you put a 4-inch to a 3-inch, and that's how you get it to work. So you're going to create a load of back pressure as it's going through. Now, Skeggy and Dazzy's Koi, Davy Koi, Black Country Koi, Derby Koi, and numerous other people are telling you, quite rightly, that the average pump feed for the filtration is around 5,000 litres an hour. Quite rightly. So you imagine trying to pull 5,000 litres through a 4-inch hole, down a 4-inch pipe, into an 1.5 inch hole. So any fish poo, detritus, or whatever you call it, as that pressure's building up, it's going to hit that flat side, and it's going to start, the more pressure it's creating, the harder it's going to get, and the bigger it's going to get, and sooner or later you're going to end up with an amount of stuff that's going to be either side of that hole. That is, to me personally, I am no expert, I've just tried to adopt a little tiny bit of common sense. Now, bearing in mind I had lots and lots of bacterial issues last year, okay, wiping out fish, and there's a lot of other people had the same. My personal opinion, I'm no expert, and if anybody has got any different take on what I'm saying now, please put a comment below, happily, okay? You're going to cause a bacterial issue in there long term. So, just to recap, everything within that EasyPod educational video was 100% correct, the way to convert it, except for the in-feed to the EasyPod. That needs to be cut at the entry part, so where the hose tail is that then threads in, there's also a little ball in there as well. So the first thing that's going to happen, obviously, is when it was designed in such a way that when you turn the water off, ball drops into the hole, stops any water coming in. That's what it was designed for. Obviously, as soon as you get your first 4 inch straight through, that ball's going to come out. It's going to end up on somewhere. So you need to get that ball out. But then when you put your 4 inch to 3 inch connection to your EasyPod, then you will have a 3 inch hole. 2 point. I think when I did it, I think it was 59. I think it was 59 cm or something like that. I weren't sure. Or 49 cm. When I did the hole in the top for putting the retro in, and then when you look through, you could see the outline. So it was definitely 3 inch, give or take a little bit. So I'm going to show you, hopefully a little bit later on, an EasyPod with the hose tail on it, and then I'll unscrew it and I'll show you what the hole is. So I'll catch you in a bit. Right, so just carrying on from the previous conversation, what I'm going to show you now is a brand spanking new EasyPod, which is 2nd, 3rd generation. You can perusing this over there. It's ready to install UV, so it's what they call UV ready. It actually says it's on there. Okay. Now obviously it comes with all the bits and pieces. Comes with hose tails and stuff like that. Obviously this currently is set up ready for pump fed. They come standard as pump fed, and obviously there's the manual. Okay, the key bit that I was talking about was this bit. The reason why I'm saying is because if you tip it over, just bear me a second, I'll tip it over, check, I'm just getting some help. Bear me a second. That's the hole. That diameter there is 1.5 inches, and that there I think is 3 inch. I think it's 3 inch. Now, pump fed and gravity fed, you put a hose tail in there, and then you attach your hose to it. Gravity fed, you physically cut it there. The reason why you cut it there is obviously you're going to go 4 inch to 3 inch. That way, this here is going to avoid you getting any build up of bacteria around this edge coming through the hose. So try and put that into layman's terms. Just give us on with that one. Okay. So you've got here, that's your 4 inch to 3 inch, and then that 3 inch is going to be fitting on there. So if you can imagine, all that water is going to be going through, and here, because of this area, this flat spot, you're going to get a build-up of bacteria. Now, let's just see what the manual says. So the manual goes through the introduction, goes through all the bits and pieces on here, which is what I'm saying, I'm no expert, but what I'm doing myself is I'm just checking it. And you can see, look, so as you look here, it does say for gravity fed setup, and it gives you a line. We all know what a staggered line means. It means cut it. So it cuts it to ensure that you allow the flow of water to go straight up, to ensure that you don't get either side a backup of anything. Okay, so if you can imagine that you're shipping, I think the recommendation in there is 5,000 litre flow per hour. 5,000 litres, so 5,000 litres, a kilo to 1,000, so 2,000 pound, 5,000 pound of pressure just going into them two corners, into them two edges where you've got the flats. Sooner or later, you're going to start getting a build up. So, the easiest way to do it, imagine some dirt, give it a tap with a hammer, put some more dirt on the top of it, give it a tap with a hammer, put some more dirt on it, give it a tap with a hammer. You're doing exactly the same, in theory, with the pressure that's going into it. Okay? So for me personally, and based on what the manual turned around and said is, everything that was said previously to convert it into a gravity fed is 100%. There's no doubt, no doubts about that. I just want to make it clear about making sure you cut the inlet valve, or the inlet part. You need to make sure where you cut it as per the manual. So it tells you that you're actually cutting it there. Okay, the last thing that I want is for anybody to go into an educational video, take that educational video as fact, further down the line develop bacterial issues that they can't identify. They've done everything they possibly can to try and resolve it, but the only thing that they forgot to do was cut the pipe. They're never going to know, because connection's on there, unless you strip it down and take it off and go, oh, I just realised I forgot about that. So this ain't about beating anybody up or anything like this. This is just, you know, it's Mad Dog's Ponds tips and tricks. Tips and tricks, even I can get it wrong. Nothing else, okay? So basically, I've seen an educational video. I want to clarify my side to that educational video. That's it, plain and simple. So now I've showed you that, obviously what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start getting some bits and pieces sorted. Hope you've enjoyed it. Again, like I said, this ain't a beating up game. This is just clarification based on an educational video that was put out. So thanks for watching.